What is The Matrix? When that movie first came out in 1999, I remember the trailers and the marketing campaign said, "The Matrix has you," and "What is The Matrix?" They got me with that. I just knew I had to go to the movie and find out what The Matrix actually was. But when I left the movie, I was still confused and still had no clue what The Matrix was. One of my friends tried to explain it, but he really didn't know either. I watched the movie continuously for years because I loved all the action and fighting scenes, and as the other two movies came out, I just chalked The Matrix up to it being science fiction and not really relevant to me past the movie storyline. But years later, as I began to wake up from my slumber, and I began to just realize how blind I really was, I decided to rewatch the series, and I realized that the movie The Matrix was not science fiction. It was actually science fiction mixed in with non-fiction. It was based on truth. Now the storyline and characters were obviously fictional, and the events were all science fiction. But the subtext about the Matrix, the message that they were communicating about the Matrix, was in fact quite true. The truth is that from the time I was able to speak and learn, definitely during the time I first watched the movie, all the way until the time that I was awakened, the Matrix did have me. I was in the Matrix. It was crazy. And now that I understand what the Matrix is, I use it often as a metaphor to explain to others that were also caught up in the Matrix, which to no surprise was about 99% of the people that I used to interact with. I still use the metaphor often, but I recently began to question whether people truly understood what I was trying to convey. Do people really understand what the Matrix is? Or is it one of those general terms that people like to throw around, like the way people use Illuminati? Most people don't know what they're talking about when they say that name, more than that they are referencing powerful people. I ask myself, was Matrix the same thing? So I feel that if I keep using it as a metaphor, but never really explain what the Matrix is, it's possible that people would still be stuck in the Matrix because they never truly knew what it was, so they can get out of it. So what I'm going to do is explain to you what the Matrix is, so that there could be no question, and maybe it helps you understand the world you really live in, so that you can focus more on what and who is most important and remove yourself from the Matrix. Let's begin. The first thing you need to understand is that if you are alive today, then there is almost 99% probability that you are in the Matrix. This is unless you are part of the families that have created it, or you are in complete isolation from the rest of the world. The Matrix is a prison, but it is not a physical one. It is a prison for your mind, which makes it more dangerous than a physical prison ever could be. In a physical prison, you know that you're there. You know that you're in prison. You see your restraints, your barriers, what imprisons you. What makes a mental prison worse is, first, you don't even know that you're there. You don't know that prison exists, and that makes it harder to escape from. Another problem is, once you feel that you have freed yourself, freed your mind, you often find that you have just freed yourself from a corridor of the prison. But the mental prison of the Matrix can be very deep and hard to escape. So depending on how far into the Matrix you've been, it can be very hard to get out of. You need to review your education history. How much of it did you take in and believe? Then review your entertainment. How much did you watch and listen to? Analyze your friends. How deep are they in it? And how have they influenced you? Or your parents and family. How deep in the world are they? How much of the lies of the world have they eaten up and unknowingly exposed you to? These things are not really easily understood until after you have broken out many layers of the Matrix. I just use all of that to explain to you how easy it is for you to be caught up by the Matrix and not even know it. So what we're going to do first is use some clips from the movie and hear what the movie had to say about what the Matrix is.
This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
Okay, well, that doesn't really give you an in-depth understanding of what it is, but it does give you a foundation. What is the Matrix? It's control, but it's not about computers. We are not living in a computer program, but it is a program. What is a program? A program is a set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim. And that is what we are in. We are being controlled by a set of related measures and activities with a particular long-term aim. The confusion that the movie brings along is the war against machines, the artificial intelligence using us as batteries. That's what throws everyone off from what the Matrix really is. The Matrix is a world that has been designed to distract you from the truth. It is a world that has been made to purposely deceive you, while at the same time it influences you to contribute to what right now I will just label as extremely negative energy to establish a new world order. The strong delusion is the Matrix. The point you need to understand is that Satan is trying to be God of this world, and there are many that have sold out to him in order to help him achieve this goal.